Okay, so we're simultaneously broadcasting live on the what is this, YouTube. So in case it goes off here, you can always switch to YouTube also. I'll put the link on Facebook here. All right. Let's check this out. Aniruddha was the son, I think, the son of Krishna. The Lord and Master of all created beings. Let me get one more of these. I drink half a cup. Oh, okay. I'm actually pretty hungry today, so and I left my money at home. I forgot that little pouch. If you guys come on Sankirtan there, if you can bring there's a little round red pouch on the actual table, not up there. It has my money in it. It has some money and stuff, keys and stuff. I think I left it on the table, the kitchen table. You can let me know if it's there too. Oh yeah. Well, that's great. Okay. The Lord and Master of all created beings. Uh-oh. They actually have to put this loud music on, loud talking. The Lord and Master of all created beings, the compassionate refuge. The compassionate refuge of his devotees, gladdened Banasura by offering him the benediction of his choice. Bana chose to have him, Lord Shiva, as the guardian of his city. The Lord and Master of all created beings, the compassionate refuge of his devotees, gladdened Banasura by offering him a benediction of his choice. Bana chose to have him, Lord Shiva, as the guardian of his city. Banasura was intoxicated with his strength. One day when Lord Shiva was standing beside him, Banasura touched the Lord's lotus feet with his helmet, which shone like the sun, and spoke to him as follows. Banasura said, "O Lord Mahadev, I bow down to you, the spiritual master and controller of all the worlds. You are like the heavenly tree that fulfills the desires of those whose desires are unfulfilled. Checking this message out here for a second. Okay, I'll have to look at that later. Okay. O Lord Mahadev, I bow down to you, the spiritual master and controller of the worlds. You are like the heavenly tree that fulfills the desires of those whose desires are unfulfilled. Those 1,000 arms you bestowed upon me have become merely a heavy burden. Besides you, I find no one in the three worlds worthy to fight. Eager to fight with elephants who rule the directions, O primeval Lord, I went forth pulverizing mountains with my arms, which were itching for battle. But even those great elephants fled in fear. Hearing this, when you have done battle with one who is my equal, that fight will vanquish your conceit. Thus advised, unintelligent Banasura was delighted. The fool went home. O king, to wait for that which Lord Girisa had predicted, the destruction of his prowess. In a dream, Bana's daughter, the maiden Usha, had an enormous encounter with the son of Pradyumnas. An amorous encounter with the son of Pradyumna, though she had never before seen or heard of her lover. Losing sight of him in her dream, Usha suddenly sat up in the midst of her girlfriends, crying out, "Where are you, my lover?" She was greatly disturbed and embarrassed. Banasura, the minister named Kambada, whose daughter was Chitikela, a companion of Usha, she was filled with curiosity, and then she inquired from her girlfriend. Chitraleka said, "Who are you searching for, O fine-browed one?" What is this hankering you're feeling? Until now, O princess, I haven't seen any man take your hand in marriage. Usha said, "In my dream, I saw a man who had a dark blue complexion. Lotus eyes. It is that lover I search for. After making me drink the honey of his lips, he has gone elsewhere, and thus he has thrown me hankering fervently for him into the ocean of distress." Chitraleka said, "I will remove your distress. If he is to be found anywhere in the three worlds, I will bring this future husband of yours who has stolen your heart. Please show me who he is." Saying this, Chitraleka proceeded to draw accurate pictures of various demigods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas, Panagas, and Daityas, and Vidarbhas, and Yakshas, and humans. O king, among the humans, Chitraleka drew pictures of Vrishnis, including Surasena, Akandumdubi, Balaram, and Krishna. When Usha saw the picture of Pradyumna, she became bashful. And when she saw Aniruddha's picture, she bent her head down in embarrassment. Smiling, she exclaimed, "He is the one. It's him." Chitraleka, endowed with mystic powers, recognized him as Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha. "My dear king." She then traveled by the mystic skyway to Dwarka, the city under Lord Krishna's protection. There she found Pradyumna's son Aniruddha sleeping upon a fine bed. With her yogic powers, she took him away to Sanipura, where she presented her girlfriend Usha with her beloved. When Usha beheld him, the most beautiful of men, her face lit up with joy. She took the son of Pradyumna to her private quarters, which men were forbidden even to see, and there enjoyed with him. Usha worshipped Aniruddha with faithful service, offering him priceless garments along with garlands, fragrances, incense, lamps, sitting places, and so on. She also offered him beverages, all types of food, and sweet words. As he thus remained hidden in the young lady's quarters, Aniruddha did not notice the passing of days. For his senses were captivated by Usha, whose affection for him ever increased. The female guards eventually noticed unmistakable symptoms of romantic involvement in Usha, who, having broken her maiden vow, was being enjoyed by the Yadu hero and showing signs of conjugal happiness. The guards went to Banasura and told him, "O king, we have detected in your daughter the kind of improper behavior that spoils the reputation of a young girl's family. We have been carefully watching over her, never leaving our posts, O master, so we cannot understand how this maiden, whom no man can even see, has been corrupted within the palace." Very agitated to hear his daughter's corruption, Banasura rushed at once to the maiden's quarters. There he saw the pride of the Yadus, Aniruddha. Banasura saw before him Cupid's own son, possessed of unrivaled beauty, with dark blue complexion, yellow garments, lotus eyes. His face was adorned with effulgent earrings and hair, and also with smiling glances. As he sat opposite his most auspicious lover, playing with her at dice, there hung between his arms a garland of spring jasmines that had been smeared with kumkum powder from her breasts when he had embraced her. Banasura was astonished to see all this. Seeing Banasura enter with many armed guards, Aniruddha raised his iron club and stood resolute, ready to strike anyone who attacked him. He resembled death personified, holding his rod of punishment. As the guards converged on him from all sides, trying to capture him, Aniruddha struck them just as the leader of the pack of boars strikes back at dogs. Hit by his blows, the guards fled the palace, running for their lives with shattered heads, thighs, and arms. But as Aniruddha was striking down the army of Bana, that powerful son of Bali angrily caught him with the mystic Naga Pasa ropes. When Usha heard of Aniruddha's capture, she was overwhelmed with grief and depression. Her eyes filled with tears, and she wept. Next chapter. Lord Krishna fights with Banasura. Shukadev Goswami said, O descendant of Bharat, the relatives of Aniruddha, not seeing him return, continued to lament as for rainy months past. After hearing from Narada the news of Aniruddha's deeds and his capture, the Vrishnis who worship Lord Krishna as their personal deity went to Sunityapura. After hearing from Narada the news of Aniruddha's deeds and his capture, the Vrishnis who worship Lord Krishna as their personal deity went to Sunityapura with Lord Balaram and Lord Krishna in the lead. The chiefs of the Savata clan, Pradyumna, Satyaki, Gada, Samba, Sarana, Nanda, Upananda, Bhadra, and others converged with an army of 12 divisions and laid siege to Banasura's capital, completely surrounding the city on all sides. Banasura became filled with anger upon seeing them destroy his city's suburban gardens, ramparts, watchtowers, and gateways, and thus he went out to confront them with an army of equal size. Lord Rudra, accompanied by his son Kartikeya, and the Pramatas came riding on Nandi, his bull carrier, to fight Balaram and Krishna on Bana's behalf. A most astonishing, tumultuous, and hair-raising battle then commenced, with Lord Krishna matched against Lord Shankara, and Pradyumna against Kartikeya. Lord Balaram fought with Kumbanda and Kupakarna and Samba with Bana's son, and Satyaki with Bana. Brahma and the other ruling demigods, along with Siddhas, Charanas, and great sages, as well as Gandharvas, Apsaras, and Yakshas, all came in their celestial airplanes to watch. With the sharp-pointed arrows discharged from his bow, Saranga, Lord Krishna drove the various followers of Lord Shiva, the Bhutas, Parmatas, and the Gunyakas, and Dakshinis, and Vidanas, and Vitalas, and Pretas, and on and on. Brahma Rakshasas. Lord Shiva, wielder of the trident, shot various weapons at Lord Krishna, wielder of the saranga. But Lord Krishna was not in the least perplexed. He neutralized all these weapons with appropriate counter weapons. Lord Krishna counteracted a Brahmastra with another Brahmastra, a wind weapon with a mountain weapon, a fire weapon with a rain weapon, and Lord Shiva's personal Puspatra weapon with his own personal weapon, the Narayana Astara. After bewildering Lord Shiva by making him yawn with a yawning weapon, the yawning weapon. Lord Krishna proceeded to strike down Banasura's army with his sword, club, and arrows. Lord Kartikeya was dressed by the flood of Pradyumna was distressed by the flood of Pradyumna's arrows raining down from all sides, and thus he fled the battlefield on his peacock, as blood poured from his limbs. Kumbanda and Kupakarna, tormented by Lord Balaram's club, fell down dead. When the soldiers of these two demons saw that their leaders had been killed, they scattered in all directions. Banasura was furious to see his entire military force being torn apart. Leaving his fight with Satyaki, he charged across the battlefield on his chariot and attacked Lord Krishna. Excited to a frenzy by the fighting, Bana simultaneously pulled taut all the strings of his 500 bows and fixed 2 arrows on each string. Lord Hari split every one of Banasura's arrows simultaneously, and also struck down his chariot driver, chariot, horses. The Lord then sounded his kanksha. Just then Banasura's mother, Kotara, desiring to save her son's life, appeared before Lord Krishna naked and with her hair undone. Lord Gadar Raj turned his face away to avoid seeing a naked woman, and Banasura, deprived of his chariot, his bow shattered, took the opportunity to flee into his city. After Lord Shiva's followers had been driven away, the Shiva Javara had 3 heads and 3 feet pressed forward to attack Lord Krishna. As Shiva Javara approached, he seemed to burn everything in 10 directions. Seeing this personified weapon approach, Lord Narayan then released his own personified fever weapon, the Vishnu Javara. The Shiva Javara and Vishnu Javara thus battled each other. Isn't that interesting? The Lord likes to fight. Yeah. That's why, we see in the theaters, man. People they like to watch fighting stuff. Why? Because that's the Lord has that also propensity. He comes and performs pastimes of fighting, shows his prowess. But finding no refuge, the frightened Shiva Javara approached Lord Krishna, the master of the senses, hoping to attain his shelter. Thus, with joined palms, he began to praise the Lord. See, that's people, they're looking for shelter in this world, isn't it? Isn't that what the people, they think their shelter is their family. The shelter is the doctor, the shelter is money, the shelter is the husband and the wife. The shelter is, something out here in Maya. And that's why the Lord has this quality. He's the shelter of the hopeless and the helpless. When you finally, I remember when I first got into God, man. It's like everybody else in this world. When you're young, especially, I was young, and I just didn't need God. I never even think to need the Lord, Yeah, and I just, was just enjoying the world. I was like 20 years old, 19, just feeling. I used to felt very proud I can go into the bars and pick up girls, Who needed God, Who needs that? And then, I started to do this, it was in the early 70s, like 1970, I think, and then people were doing LSD and other mescaline psychotropics, was the in thing. And so everybody was doing it, so I did it. And then I had one bad trip, messed up my mind, and body. Everything got weird. And then nobody could help me. I couldn't find any shelter, no help. No doctors understood what happened or anything. But then when I finally turned to God, even though I didn't know who God was or Jesus or anything, I didn't even know who Jesus was. But I just said, Lord, if you're out there, you got to help me. Otherwise, I have no help. And then the miracles started happening, man. One by one, miracle after miracle. It was amazing. I saw how God works. When you really take His shelter and you don't have the shelter of anything else, and you're just like there. So the world is meant to get us to that position somehow or other, And then we fall on the Lord like that. And then things happen. I saw miracles happen. I got healed miraculously. No doctors could do it. And miracles happened. I saw visions. Had out-of-body experiences. Amazing things. Started there. And then that's when I met Jesus in His book, the New Testament. Had an amazing spiritual awakening that lasted like 3 weeks. 2.5, 3 weeks. And then Prabhupada's books. And here we are now. All this ecstatic devotion, all these amazing, the highest thing being given here, for not only, it's for me, for everybody. We're all getting the highest nectar, the deepest revelation of God, man, that benefits Christians. You see, once they get wind of this preaching, it benefits Christians, Buddhists, fallen people, everything, it's just gradually getting stronger, more ecstasy. It's to the point of like relishing rupa, conjugal mellow, we feel attraction to hearing about the poetry of Rupa Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, relishing the conjugal mellow, Unbelievable. This is like far beyond, and it's just increasing more. You get more ecstatic, more auspicious. People at the house are feeling it, here. I'm sure people out there are feeling it too, somewhat, more or less. And it's just increasing more transcendental auspiciousness, more attraction to hearing the Bhagavatam, hearing these pastimes, wonderful pastimes. More spiritual intoxication, man. I remember, anyway, it's just getting really good. So Shiva Jwara said, I bow down to you, I bow down to you of unlimited potencies. The Supreme Lord, the super soul of all beings, you possess pure and complete consciousness and are the cause of cosmic creation, maintenance and dissolution. Perfectly peaceful, you are the absolute truth, to whom the Vedas indirectly refer. Time, fate, karma, and the jiva and his propensities, the subtle material elements, the material body, the life air, false ego, and very sensitive senses, and the totality of these as reflected in the being's subtle body, all these constitute your material illusory energy, maya, an endless cycle like that of a seed in a plant. I take shelter of you, the negation of Maya. I have to stop, man. I just can't take any more. This body is so filled with too much ecstasy. I gotta relax, man. Move around. Okay, my friends, we'll be back. I gotta go jump around a little bit, man. Move around, eat something. And so, bring that little. Well, anyway, I'll call you guys there afterward. I'll call River here in a minute. Okay, everybody. Hare Krishna. I gotta, recoup here. It's been an intense morning. Very intense. Hare Krishna.